Hello to all of you guys that love tactical gear and IDF gear. Today we'll review the IDF old boots and the new boots that the IDF gives the soldiers. So now I point on the boots that were made in Israel and were the official boots of the IDF till 2013, and they are made of pure 100% leather and were not so convenient and comfortable. In 2013, the IDF did a reform and they started to buy new boots from McRae, that's a US company. So they had two models boots, one with cordura for hot weather and the second one just 100% leather. And you have to know that the old boots, the Brill ones, you see the blue around the inside the boot, they like served in the army for 50 years. There was no new models at all, and only now the IDF buys a new pair of boots. Till 2019, the 100% leather boots were given to the combat support units, the armor units, artillery units, and the office men. The reason for that is that because the boots are cheaper, 100% leather, and they thought it were safer for the artillery and the armor to wear these boots because they were heavy and more safe to if something fell on your leg. However, in 2019, the hot weather boots with the cordura fabric were given to all of the soldiers of the IDF, and the 100% boots are not used today. I think you already know that IDF have two colors shoes. There are units that wear black shoes and there are units that wear red shoes. The red shoes are for Sanhanim, the paratroopers, and the Kfir unit, also for Duvdevan and Okets, and special forces also wear the red boots, and the black boots are worn by the regular infantry soldiers in the IDF. So let me show you the boots pair by pair, and we'll start with the old one that were used in the IDF till 2013. As you can see, we have the Tzahal Tzadik sign on the boot. You can see that the sign on the boot is the first word in Hebrew from the word Tzahal, and has a number on the boot. Also, you can see that these are new boots. I just stored them in my house for many years, and now I do a review about them. You can see the date when the shoes were produced and also the size of the shoes. Also, you can see a small pocket. This is for the dog tags on the boot. The boot looks great, but there are many but. First, the sole is the most awful thing in this boot. The sole isn't convenient, though it has a heel like in World War II boots. You can see the design of the sole very old, and the sole erases very fast on asphalt, and then when you go on any surface, especially in some houses, ceramical floor or wood floor, you slide, you fall down very badly. So the shoes, if you wear them every day for the military, you have to take new boots every 3 fucking months. The boots were made by a company called Brill. As you can see, it's printed on the sole. As in any military boot, the back side and the front side is cushioned very hard to protect your finger and your leg. Actually, this is very obvious because you don't want your fingers or your leg to be injured while you're patrolling or hiking on mountains. Also, if some box with bullets or magazines fall on your leg and your fingers will break, you can't go and do infantry stuff. The back side, the boot does not bend in the heel area, and it's very uncomfortable to walk or hike if you go downward in these shoes. As you can see, they did a V-shape cut in those boots because many soldiers actually suffered from callus, so it helps somehow, but not very much. When hiking upward, it's very important, but a better solution were to make mesh on the tongue of the shoe. I don't have here the original laces because the original laces were replaced by the rubber laces, very fast, where they are more convenient, and they didn't do blisters on your legs when walking for marches. So you just tie from bottom to top the rubber lace, and then you close it. And once you close it, you can actually cut the rubber lace, and leave very small amount. That's it. Very fast, very convenient. So all the soldiers use it. Some of the soldiers were too lazy to cut the lace, and they just wrapped around the lace on the shoe. This problem of the shoes that you can't tie them very fast, especially if you have an alert, a combat alert to wear your clothes fast, the shoes, and take your gun, run out to shoot the enemy. That's a big problem. As you can see in the new boots, they have the fast lacing. The second biggest problem of the shoes is that they are made for moderate weather temperature. They are good for rainy season, but they are not good for hot weather, like in Israel for 40 plus Celsius. Very hot, your leg sweats a lot, and you just can't walk. And actually, when you sweat a lot, you have blisters, and not a good end for your legs. Actually, for the winter, very bad boots, because there's no I mean, if you go below 10 Celsius, you are getting cold in those boots. Just leather, thin leather, and you know. One more big problem is that the tongue is very low, and all the dirt, all the sand that you walk on through is go inside your leg. And it's not so cool when you have sand in your leg, and you have a big amount of sand and you have to run. Not so comfortable and not so convenient to run with sand or dirt or something else in your shoes. So actually insects can go inside too. The only good thing I can say about these shoes is the insole. Very good design, have ventilation, have a support on the right and the left side of the leg. I mean, if you did so good insole, what couldn't you do a very good boot, or a boot with ventilation? So I personally think that we have to keep the insole, and that's it. Actually, if you airsoft player and you wear IDF uniform, and you buy the Braille shoes, they are okay, but I mean, you better buy the new army boots, because those are not so good. The sole is going to be raised very fast, and you will slide and glide over any surface. So let's look at the new model. So these boots are actually the boots I said 100 leather, and they are for the support units, the armor and the artillery. And actually, I personally think that they are good for winter, but they are not very much winter days and raining days in Israel, so you actually don't need these boots for the army. So as you can see on the label, it says McRae Footwear, a US company. And let's talk about the cons and the pros of this type of shoe. As you can see, the lace system is the same like in the Brill shoes, and you won't be able to lace your shoes very fast. And also here I have the rubber laces. Well, it's like a cheap way to lace your shoes, so this is why we actually use this. That's why one of the reasons in 2019 these shoes are not used in the IDF. They are not given to the IDF soldiers, and the IDF use only fast lace shoes from 2020. These boots actually have the same V-cut shape on the side of the boot, so you will hike and you won't gain blisters on your legs. And there is a new thing, the back side behind. You can see it have something special, so you can easily go down now, and you won't have blisters and injuries in the heel tendon. I really like this solution. I also use these shoes today for winter. As I said, I love these shoes for winter. They're great, but not great for military. They also have the front protection, the finger protection, the front, and they are waterproof. So you can walk in any puddle you want, and in dirt you want, you won't get wet. As I said before, I do not recommend to use these shoes for hot weather. They are less hot than the Brill, but still hot for the summer weather. Let's compare the McRae boots and the Brill boots. As you can see, the sole of the boot on the McRae is thicker. That's because you actually need a thicker bottom of the foot, the sole. If you step on anything like metal, you don't want it to go through your shoe to your leg, and that's actually was a problem in Brill shoes before. Yes, the McRae shoes here are 36 size, Europe size, and the Brill are 38, but does not matter. The thickness of the sole in the McRae boots is very great, though they're heavy, but still great for protection. So if you step on something sharp and you wear Brill shoes, you actually get stabbed in your leg. And if you wear the McRae boots, you will be more protected, and mostly the sharp edge of metal won't go through the shoe to your leg. Was made because today mostly we have SQB fights, and in the cities you actually have a lot of metal stuff dropped around in the city, so you don't want your soldier to be hurt in the leg and lose the ability to fight. As you can see, the sole is actually Vibram Italian sole, very good. I see this sole in every actually military boot today. So I actually know that Velco and Belleville use the Vibram sole, and it is used in the US Army. The cons of this protector of the Vibram sole is that actually when you have a lot of dirt, it does not go away, and that's not so good, because you go heavier and heavier, and actually the sole is also on asphalt, it's erasing very fast. You can see it on the hot weather boot. Here you can see I compared a new sole of the Vibram and one that were used for I think 8 months or a year, so something like this. And it's better than the Brill shoes, but still in the infantry, in the military, actually change your shoes every 8 or 1 year. As you see, there is no Sadik name on the boots, that's all, but you actually have a place for dog tags at the side, inner side of your shoe. If you get your leg blown up, you can actually take it and go home and sew it back. No, just kidding. I mean, really, if you are dead, so it's easier to find you. I think that the insole here is very helpful. The insole in the Brill shoes were better, much better, were made much better, and actually I think I actually used the Brill insoles in these shoes today. You have heard the same problem like in the Brill shoes, the dog is sewed very low, so all the sand, the water and the dirt when you go on patrol go inside your shoes, and that's very bad. Imagine yourself going in every day in the patrol, in the dirt, in the rain, and every day you go back and you have to clear the fucking shoes. Not very good for the shoulder, waste of time and waste of energy, really. The shoes that are actually given to the IDF in today, only this type of shoes, hot weather shoes with the Cordura fabric on the tongue and the sides, so a soldier does not heat up his legs. And actually you have two colors, as I said, red one and black one, and you have two companies that are do this type of shoe to Israel, McRae and Belleville. I think that McRae won the style of the boots by the price. They are giving a lower price to the IDF, so the boots are from McRae. As you can see at the side, we have a place for a dog tag. On the inner side you actually have the date of the producing of the shoe, and you have the size of the shoe. I think this is great because you can actually see if you get a new pair of shoes or old bad shoes. As you can see here, we have the same sole as on the previous version, the Vibram. Actually, it is used already, so it's very raised. I know. I couldn't find a new pair of boots. Maybe next time. It has protection back and the front to protect your heel tendon and your fingers. Have a meshed cordura tongue, and at the side actually have two places for mesh from cordura fabric, and that's again it's for breathability, for ventilation. A big pro for this shoe that because you have the mesh fabric and not leather, the shoe became lighter, and actually you feel it on the legs when you go on patrol. You can feel that you have lighter gear on you. So here you have a fast lacing shoes system. So if you have a combat alert, you can wear them very fast and jump and do what you need very fast, no problems. Here I show see very fast.